Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. You catch me once again in a very familiar woodland. It's a spot where I've been many times before, where I wanted to come back here and photograph here again, simply because it changes with the seasons so much. In the winter, all these green leaves on the trees creating a very dark green canopy. In the winter they're not there. In the spring they're not as dark, and in the summer, where we are now, right at the end of June, they're always very green like this. And then once again in the autumn, when the trees start to lose their leaves, you get a lot more light in this woodland for a start, but you also end up with a lot more interesting colours as well. At the moment the colours are very interesting anyway because it's summertime, but I haven't shot here in the summer before, so I'm going to give this one a try now. Before I get into this video, I want to just give a quick shout out to Jason Jones. Jason's a brilliant landscape photographer who I've been following for a couple of years now, and last week he posted a vlog in which he'd taken a number of images, and one of the images he posted onto Instagram, and I loved it. It was one of the best images I've seen for certainly a few months or so. And I was really impressed, so I wanted to reach out to Jason and let him know that I loved his image. Also, I have reached out to him before in the past, and on this occasion I simply decided that while I was letting him know how much I enjoyed his image, I was going to invite him to subscribe to my channel. It was a little bit cheeky of me, I know, but I thought it was worth a try, and thankfully Jason did exactly that and has now subscribe to my channel. So I know you'll be watching at some point, Jason. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate your support. So I've come to this spot here because just behind me you'll see a couple of trees that have been knocked down or blown down, and they're just lying across the kind of a cut in there in front of me, just in between the trees. And the ground itself, because of course all the autumn leaves and winter leaves are still lying on the ground, they're very red and orange and brown, which is quite interesting. But those colours against the colours of the green leaves on the trees themselves in their tree canopy, and the light itself, which kind of falls quite nicely on those trees, those silver trees there, that makes for an interesting composition. I think I'm probably going to shoot this one in portrait orientation, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know if you can see it all, but just over my shoulder over there are a bunch of moo-moos. I'm in the same park I was in last week, a few hundred yards from where I was, where I spotted the cows before, but they suddenly appeared at the edge of the woodland where I was standing, and I wasn't sure whether they were going to head my way or turn around and go back the other way. It seems like I've managed to avoid being trampled by those moo-moos for now. I say for now, you never know, you look in a big city or a big park. I've walked a few hundred yards away from where I was, purely and simply to try and avoid those cows. They were heading right towards me, and there were about 6 or 7 of them, and I had no idea where they were going to go. But whilst they were heading towards me, I did manage to get that last shot, which was quite interesting. I was trying to speed up a little bit and trying to get everything packed away and moved out of the way before they arrived within a few metres of me. I was a little bit worried about that for a while, but I managed to get the shot anyway, and I'm going to move on now and see if I can find something else. I've spotted just at the side of this path behind me, there's this tree stump here, only about 5 or 6 feet tall. And if I stand somewhere about where I am now, I can probably capture that as a landscape orientation with the path leading off into the background ahead of me. I don't know how that's going to look. It seems like it's a nice enough image for now, so I'm going to give that a try. I'm shooting all of these images today with the Canon EF 17 to 40mm L series f4 lens, and it's quite a good lens for landscape photography because you've got the wide angle lens at wide angle end at 17mm and a slightly narrower focal distance of 40mm, which is very interesting. What it does is it means that you can kind of get in really close to a subject, or you can shoot very wide, and that makes it quite a versatile lens to be using. But it's also one of my favourite lenses. So I'm going to take a shot here now and then I'll move on. Now with that image I've focused here on the tree trunk, the tree stump, just at the top of the stump. I've also focused on another area here on the path, at the front of the path, and then another area further back along the path. And there's a little tree at the very end of the path that you can just about see in the distance, and I focused on that area there. And the reason for that is I wanted to make sure that everything was in focus. I'm shooting at f/16 anyway, so I've got a very large depth of field, which means that pretty much everything should be in focus. What I discovered was that when I was trying to focus on that tree stump just there, the top of the tree stump, I was quite high up in the left hand corner of the image, sorry, in the right hand corner of the image, and because of that I was a bit concerned that maybe the path at the front of the path and further along the back of the path would not be in focus. So I've focus stacked those images, but also I've bracketed the exposures as well, shooting at 1/40th of a second as a base exposure with an ISO of 800, and then I've shot 3 images together, and then they are going to be combined to create one image with a high dynamic range, and then I can shoot 3 of those at different focus points and then combine those 3 images at the end of the shoot. So that should look quite nice. I'm going to make a move now and see if I can find anything else. I'd like to try and get another landscape shot before I go anywhere. Some of you might have realised by now that I've actually made a bit of a tactical blunder. Well, in fact I've made 2 tactical blunders. One might turn out to be alright and the other one might turn out to be a bit of a problem. My first tactical blunder is that in trying to escape from the moo-moos to ensure that I could carry on taking some photos and not get trampled, I've walked off into an area where I've got to walk back past where the cows were. My other tactical blunder is that I haven't got an extra memory card, and the one I've been using has just told me it's full. So I had to delete some footage from previous videos and I can carry on filming. The cow scenario might have resolved itself because they are moving around anyway, so by the time I get back to where they were, they may well have moved on and they shouldn't be a problem. The memory card, on the other hand, is a bit more of a problem. I don't have another memory card. I don't have one with me, and I haven't got an extra one at home ready to put back into this camera so I can carry on vlogging later. I've deleted some of the footage that I had, but luckily at the end of every vlog I always back up the footage that I've made, so that's all backed up on a hard drive and I can still get to that if I need to get to it in the future. But what it does mean is at some point now I've got to get myself another memory card before I go out and start vlogging again, otherwise I'm not going to have anything to work with. So that's a bit of a tactical blunder, but again it's one I might be able to sort out eventually. So I'm going to keep moving and capture a few more shots, and then I'll probably end the video fairly soon because obviously there's not much memory left on the card. So I've come back to a spot to capture this rotten tree again. I've been here before and I've shot the tree a couple of times, but I just kind of really liked the texture of the rotten wood in the tree, just here and on the side of this tree. So I'm going to shoot that now because I think that's going to be quite an interesting one. Obviously it's a landscape shot and there's quite a bit of depth in the from front to back of the tree, so I might have to focus stack this image as well, and also possibly bracket the exposures. Guys, you know I'm a pillock, right? I could simply have continued recording video footage using my Canon EOS RP that I'm using to take the photos today. Why didn't I think of that at the time? Instead of deleting footage that I'd already recorded previously. Oh well, you live and learn. Thankfully though, like I said earlier, the footage that I've had to delete was already backed up to a hard drive anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. But one other thing I've also remembered is I've got at home a micro SD card adapter which allows me to put a micro SD memory card into an SD card slot. So obviously I can continue vlogging without needing to get another memory card. I've got a micro SD card, so I can carry on. But what a pillock. What an absolute pillock. Never mind. I'm going to see if I can get one more shot now, and then I'm going to call it a day here, I think. If you've enjoyed this video, watching me make a fool of myself trying to run away from cows, and make an even bigger fool of myself running out of space on my memory card, then please like and subscribe. And if you want to leave me a comment reminding me of what a pillock I am, go ahead and do so. I'm quite happy to hear that. Yeah, so please like and subscribe and share this video if you can. And as I said earlier in the video, please check out Jason Jones as well. He's a brilliant photographer, and I'm so pleased that he was happy enough to subscribe to my channel as well. So go and check him out. And I'll see you again on another video very soon. Bye for now.